Well, all of a sudden the heating's on. Over the last week or so, temperatures have really started to drop. You can definitely feel a bit of a chill in air. So we're using that gas fire in evening, and obviously we've got as panel heaters that we can set to come on early morning for an hour, which is brilliant. Another thing we've been doing with these heaters is just turning them on, and we set them to 5 degrees. And when you do that, they're not using any electricity. But if for any reason the temperature drops below 5, they'll just automatically come on and take the edge off it. So if you didn't want them on timers, then that is another option. But I'm not talking about heating so much today. I'm talking about another caravan site that I've been told about. And it is of particular interest to me, and I'll tell you why. So the reason I was interested in this caravan site, because it is connected to a garden centre, and as you know, we've got a container garden and I like to grow plants as much as I can. So this caravan site is owned by the garden centre. So what I'm planning on doing is taking a trip out and having a look round. It's something to do, if nothing else, but I am always interested in places like that, and I think they're definitely worth a look, because I've been told that there's also vans on there that's for sale, and they have got the prices in the windows as well, so that'll be worth looking at to see what sort of age they are and how much they're asking for them. I don't know if it's a residential site. I'll find all that out at some point this coming week. It may just be an holiday park, but until we have a look, we won't know. And because it's connected to that garden centre, if I can't see anybody to ask them, I can always just ring company up and get some more details. But I think it's really worth taking that trip out to have a look round, because it's not just the fact that it's got a garden centre next to it, it's the site itself as it's set up and what facilities does it offer as well. Always interested to know things like that. But also the more important question, how much are the site fees? I haven't had any updates on what's happening with this site at the moment. We have got rumours flying around, but I'm not one to listen to rumours. Some people have said that the site's already sold. Somebody else has said that it's sold to a property developer. But once again, that's just rumours, so I completely ignore them until I receive a letter telling me otherwise. The wife's also been out and bought a couple of things this week, which is going to help us through those colder weeks. And this is one of them. It's a very strange looking thing. I don't even know what you call them. Maybe you do. But you can put your arms in it, and you kind of wear it, from what I can see, like a straitjacket. You put your arms in, then it wraps around you. I can't find beginning or end of that, but it does seem like a very useful thing for those colder months. But we've also bought something else as well. I'll give you a quick look at what it is, and I definitely think that will worth purchase. And this is what we've bought. It's a new duvet cover, but I think it's called a teddy or something like that. But it's the material. It's really nice and soft, fluffy, and very warm as well. And it comes with matching pillowcases. We've used this for the last couple of nights, and it definitely does make a difference. We've also bought some more of these as well. They're quick dry towels. They're very light as well, and they do work well. But the best thing about these is they don't take long to dry either, and that's the whole point of getting them. But this does make for a really comfortable night's sleep and very toasty. So that teddy, if that's what it's called, duvet cover with matching pillowcases is definitely worth the money. It was £30 for the whole set, but as I said, it makes a lot of difference, and I assume so does that thing, whatever it's called. I'm definitely not going to be wearing one of those though. I don't think leopard print's me, but maybe they've got some in black. We'll have to have a look at that. Anything that helps during those colder months is definitely worth getting, especially if they're not expensive. But we are using the fire, as I've said. We've just connected up as a new gas bottle. The one that's just run out did last quite a while, 2.5 to 3 months, something like that. But quite recently, a couple of days ago, I connected up the new gas bottle. And I also wrote down when we connected it, because that's something that we definitely need to keep track of. And it just happens that it's fell at the right time. We connected that new gas canister just as we started using the fire. So we'll see what difference that makes over the next couple of months. And then we'll have a better idea of how long each gas canister is going to last. Because they are £85 each. So that's definitely something worth updating you on. And if you look just over there, you'll notice that we have finally finished fitting those thermal curtains. And the thermal blackout curtains as well. And I'm quite pleased with them. We just need to finish the top part off with some new material. So it looks like the ones that we did quite recently. So that's the tops that we're making out of the same material, so it matches these curtains. And this is the original one, which we just don't like. So all the curtains are now in place. We just need to finish off with that, and that's them done. And we've already got brand new nets. Slowly chipping away at all these little jobs that we need to get done before it gets much colder. We haven't started doing the skirting yet. We're doing an homemade version. Whether it works or not is another thing. But it's not going to cost a lot of money to try it. But judging by the weather we've been getting over the last few days, I think it's definitely worth thinking about getting that job started very soon. There is also one other thing that I want to mention before I go, and it's something that I never thought about that could potentially cause a problem, and that's cooking. Since the outside temperatures have dropped, I've noticed that when we cook food, the windows steam up quite a lot, creating lots of condensation, and that's what we're trying to avoid. So one other thing I might look into is meals that we can prepare as quickly as possible without creating too much condensation. Otherwise we're going to have them problems all the way through winter. I have bought a load more of these as well. They collect moisture from air, and you can see that they do the job. That one has just been sat in the bottom of a closed wardrobe, so it just shows you how much moisture there is in air. So we've got a good supply of these that we can keep replacing as well, and that should help quite a bit. But I still might think about getting a dehumidifier at some point, since people have said that they serve two purposes, which is taking the moisture out of air, and you can also use them to dry clothes quicker. But one other option that I've got, and I don't know if I've mentioned this before in past, we both work for the site itself, and because of that we get 20% discount on food and drink, so we can treat ourselves every now and again and buy ourselves a pre-cooked meal. So a little bit less condensation, but also at the same time saving a bit of energy. So that is an option. Every little tweak that we can make to this van to avoid problems through winter, we will do. And we'll see how that works out over the next few months as we approach the end of autumn and enter winter. I have noticed on forecast that this coming week it's supposed to be quite sunny. You can see those temperatures are still dropping down, but we've got probably a week of sunshine. So that's why I've decided I'm going to take a trip out. I'm going to have a look around that garden centre, and then I'm going to go into the site itself, have a walk around and see what's what. Definitely worth a trip, and I will be recording it so you can have a look round yourselves as well. And if you're interested in seeing that video, then please hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell, and I'll see you next time. Take care.